Okay, so I guess this last part of this video is like a little PSA and a little bit of advice. How do you communicate with police officers? Well, I really don't know. But I can tell you this. I'll tell you what I'll do. Generally, when they tell me that it's time to go with them, I normally say, can I go quietly? Now, a lot of you that listen to my story know why I do this. Because you can push a cop far enough to where you're not going to have a good day. It's going to be a bad day. And really, they're there to uphold the law. And at the end of the day, I can't imagine that person isn't going to think about, preserving his life so he can be there for his family and his pet cat or dog. So that's not something I'm going to push. So I really like saying, can I go quietly? And when they pull me over, I generally keep my hands at 10 and 2. I tell the officer like what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Um, Not that I'm not a grown ass man and I should be able to grab my wallet whenever I want to, just because I want to put them at ease. Because there are some people that will harm the law or try to harm the law when they shouldn't. Obviously, I mean it's already illegal to hurt people, but that doesn't mean that there isn't murderous people and murderous heart people in this world. And so these cops don't know what's going on. It's a routine traffic stop for them, but they've got to ascertain whether the situation is safe or not. And so I was watching this lawyer, and he was really smart. He was just like, pull all the way over so there's room for them to come up and talk to your window, and they don't gotta fear that they're gonna get hit. And then he was just like, roll down the window all the way. I like keeping my hands out. I like telling them what I'm doing. They're like, hey, I need your license, registration, and insurance. No problem. My license in my wallet. It's in this pocket. There's a pocket knife on that pocket. You want it? You can take it. Over there in my glove box is my insurance and registration. I'm going to lean over and grab it. Um, that exactly. Just be polite. I know it kind of sounds weird coming from me, but I'm not hopped up on street drugs anymore, so I don't really plan on getting any ass whipping by any police officer today. And there's always more around the corner. It doesn't really matter if you get one, because the whole hive will hunt you down. I think that pretty much it. I just remember seeing these really ignorant videos where you got these people and they roll down their window like a crack and they just start shit with a police officer, just like, they're like, here's my license, I don't talk to cops. Yeah, you're stupid as fuck. That's what you are. You're fucking an idiot. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, it's your life. So if you want to do that, I'm going to watch your videos. I'm going to laugh like a motherfucker. Because that's ignorant and that is how you get your ass kicked. They're the law. I mean, they've sworn to uphold the law. I mean, I don't. Yeah, they're pulling you over. It's their job. I mean, you can go get the same job if you're not a felon. You can go to cop school and be a cop and pull people over. But I mean, how are you going to react if someone's being a dick? I mean, that's like, well, like, cool crap. He just needs a ticket today, And then I'm just kind of honest with the cop, like, how fast are you going? Like, I'm like, kind of lost track of that. Just trying to get my kids to daycare. I'm sorry. I don't recall. I mean, you can't prove what you can remember. I guess another thing is that the main gripe that I have about police officers, and it's simply this, and I don't know how to change this, but I'd really like it. I'd like a police officer to be able to take a witness stand in my favor as an American. For them not to give a professional opinion. I don't expect them to have a doctorate, and I don't expect them to be any more than who they are. But in a certain situation, be able to stand up and say, hey, I really don't think that guy was really trying to commit crime. This is my perception of it. And just let the jury have that slant on the whole situation. But as it stands now, the police officer cannot, they cannot advocate for you. They can only take a stand against you. And we may have a really good system in America, but I think that's kind of lame. We need to do something about that. Last but not least, how to get advice from a police officer. Generally, when you walk up and ask a police officer a legal question, they're gonna have to jump back into one of their spiels like, "Hey, I'm not a lawyer, blah blah blah," all that kind of stuff. You could just skip that whole thing by, "Will you, as a police officer, arrest me for fill in the blank?" And then get ready for an answer. Because I've asked that question and filled in a blank, and eventually I'll talk about a lot of that stuff, but if you want some legal advice from a police officer, just ask them what they'll arrest you for. They'll totally tell you. You can tell them, "Will you arrest me for jaywalking?" Probably not, just give you a ticket. Will you arrest me for, it doesn't even matter. I don't know. Arrest me for sniffing a dog's butt? Probably not, but I'll laugh at you. But see, if you just like are there and you communicate, see, that not talking to cops thing is so stupid. I just don't see. My problem with that is because when you talk to a police officer, there's the other thing. When you say something audible in the English language, in any language, out loud, and they pull out their little clipboard and they write that down, you've now given the cop proof